Now we've got it, the vice president pick. It's going to be announced by Don Jr. We'll get into all that. I'm going to give you my number one best evidence and proof on who it's going to be in this video, and I believe I can convince you. Okay, welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. We've been talking about the vice president forever. Who is it going to be? Doug Burgum, JD Vance, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, Tom Cotton. There's still some people out there that who are wrong, who believe it's going to be Vivek Ramaswamy. No. Let me make my case and I'll convince you right now. Watch this. First, here's the headlines on the Republican convention that Don Jr. is going to speak, and he has on the docket a number of people, but he's going to announce the VP. Here's the headlines. Axios scooped Don Jr. to speak ahead of Trump's VP nominee at RNC just from a couple hours ago. Here's Newsweek. Donald Trump vice president update. New favorite suddenly emerges. There's JD Vance in that picture on the right. There's The Guardian. Don Jr. to introduce Trump's vice president pick at the Republican convention. And then here's Yahoo. Don Jr.'s billing at RNC gives significant clue to Trump's VP pick. What are they talking about? All of the evidence is going to come from Donald Trump Jr.'s Twitter. So let me get to that real quick for you. So look, we're over here on Don Jr.'s Twitter. Remember, Don Jr. is going to announce the VP pick. Now let's go down his feed. We're going to zip down here. Look, there's JD Vance. This is a video from his Senate campaign. That's one mention. Let's go down a little farther. Down, 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 down. Up. There's two. Second mention. No mention of Tim Scott. No Doug Burgum. No Marco Rubio. Let's go down a little farther. Oh, who's this? There's three. JD Vance on Donald Trump Jr.'s Twitter. He's pumping, introducing JD Vance. There's four. Let's keep going down a little more here because this is what concluded it for me. I'm going, where's all the other guys on his Twitter feed? Down, 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 down. This is after the debate. Who does he show? There it is. JD Vance. That's 5 Twitter mentions. That ought to tell you something. Don Jr.'s making the announcement. He is practically best friends with JD Vance. Trump wants this person to be the next president, and that's going to mean that JD Vance could pick Don Jr. to be in his cabinet, for 2028, way down the line. And then here's the intro piece, the first tweet that is over on Don Jr.'s video. Here's JD Vance. It's an introduction from his Senate campaign.
I wanted to give people a sense of what it was like to live in a community like mine. I didn't think a whole lot of stories were told about white working class Americans. I didn't think a lot of stories were told about people who were struggling with some of the problems we were struggling with, joblessness, drug addiction, and so forth.
And that forgotten man theme was what Trump ran on in 2016. That is JD Vance and that hillbilly elegy of the forgotten man, the working class man. It is already part of Trump's messaging going all the way back.
I took this job on behalf of the forgotten men and women of our country. But guess what? They are forgotten no more.
So I think JD Vance has deeper roots than we think.
I am from Ohio. I grew up in this state. I left to join the Marine Corps, and I came back to build a business and to raise a family because we wanted to raise our family in a place that's beautiful, that has great people, and that has great values.
And here's a message from his wife.
He really believes, and I believe that if he can get himself into a position to make a difference for them, he will.
Oh, a position like vice president. Trump is giving this guy the run. That's what I believe. It's very rare that I would stake my reputation on it and call it for sure. This time I'm calling it just because of that Twitter feed.
Right now in Ohio, people who are working hard, they're playing by the rules, they're trying to get ahead, they're trying to make a better life for their children. The leaders of this country think they're stupid, they think they're bigoted, they judge their viewpoints, they're shipping their jobs overseas. No one is fighting for working and middle-class Ohioans.
Everything you're going to hear from JD Vance is something that Trump could have said, but I think he says it with a little more of a gentle spirit. I believe this is the vice president candidate. We will find out at the RNC when Don Jr. introduces him. But like I said on the Twitter feed, Don Jr. sure doesn't seem excited about anybody else. If you look through his entire feed, No mention of any other vice president candidate, but JD Vance. I believe they revealed everything to us, and that's why I'm passing on to you. I'm good at this. I read the media and I'm seeing it. So hopefully I won't have embarrassed myself. What do you guys think? Is it JD Vance? I'm not asking who you want it to be. I'm asking, do you think, have I convinced you that it's JD Vance? I'm Doug in Exile.